Hello, my name is Drippy Drez, and I'm an anonymous YouTuber who has recently learned the most important lesson that he's ever going to learn in life, and I would like to share it with the rest of the world. From ages 1 to 3, I got molested by my dad, and I never said anything about it because I wasn't warned about pedophiles until I was 2, and then not again until I was 4. And the same person who warned me, my mom, surprisingly, either knew or figured out exactly what was going on and never said anything about it, either because she's still trying to make her mom look good, she's upset about that movie The Hangover, or both. But it could also be because of reality TV shows. For 15 years, I told myself that I didn't get molested. That way, my brain would look for proof that it was true, and I would believe that it was true. Until one day, I could no longer tell myself such a thing, and I decided to just face reality. So, I decided to process those emotions and move forward with my life. Then one day, a life-changing event inspired me to call the police. I did, and I told him exactly what happened and the best way to approach my family members. He did not approach them the way I wanted him to. When I first found out, I was upset because I had told him exactly how to solve the problem and he didn't listen. But then I thought that what I was asking him to do wasn't his job. His job isn't to solve problems in a way that's easy or convenient. His job is to keep people safe. Unfortunately, it is hard for him to do so in a way that recognizes human emotions. In his mind, if it really happened, then he would be able to ask however he wants, get lied to, and I would be able to prove what I was saying. So I called my grandma, my dad's mom, obviously, and she said she didn't believe it. So I decided to give her a couple days. I played different scenarios in my head. Even if I got Grandma to believe me, even if she confronted her son about it, that wasn't going to get him to admit to what he did. That's because when he was younger, he blamed his parents and his older brother for his actions, but as he got older, he learned how to blame himself. When he molested me, it was not so that he could show how upset he was about his family. It was because, in his mind, he was too emotional. The reasons that I stayed quiet about it was because I was afraid of hurting family members and because I was afraid that people wouldn't believe me because of the 1940 version of Pinocchio and because of Shrek. I eventually learned that that's not how my family members operate, and I don't even care if there's people that don't believe me because of something so stupid. That's their problem, not mine. So I decided to confront my dad by telling him exactly what I needed to say in order to get him a little bit closer to confessing to what he did to me. That's when I realized that no matter what I said or did, no matter how close I got him to admitting to what he did, he wasn't going to. So I told him that I know he either doesn't remember what he did to me or thinks that he doesn't remember what he did to me, but that I forgave him. 3 years ago, I met another victim who taught me to laugh it off. I'd already met adults who liked making dirty jokes, but who never meant it in a bad way. She's really been a good person to talk to about this situation. I've had other traumatic experiences in life, but none of the others compared to this. And the reason that I'm sharing my story is because I want people to hear about this. I want this generation and all of the previous ones to hear about this so that the next generations can do better. There are 3 ways of ensuring this. One way of ensuring that the next generation of kids does better would obviously be to ban all things that encourage kids to stay quiet about it. Since that's going to take time, the best thing that can be done about it now would either be to keep kids away from things that encourage them to stay quiet about it, or to explain to them why those things are no reason to stay quiet about it. Another way is to not only keep in mind that there's no such thing as someone who's sexually attracted to children, but to go about things as someone who keeps that in mind. The third and most effective way to protect children would be to learn how to tell if someone is a child molester. Most people already know, while the rest are on the verge of figuring it out. How do I know that these 3 or 4 things are going to work? Well, because the cop himself said that if I would have said something a lot sooner, it would have been easier for him to do something about it. But because it had been so long, it was harder for him to do something about it. Who knows? Maybe his mindset is wrong. Maybe he should have asked the questions that I told him to ask. Maybe he should have been able to tell years later. But regardless of anything that the cops are able to say or do, parents should protect their kids from getting molested. If they're not going to do that, then they shouldn't be allowed to raise kids. Well, thank you all so much for watching and or listening to this video. Thank you for sharing it and talking about it with as many people as possible. If you have any questions, feel free to ask via the comment section below.